All right, y'all. Peace and love. Peace and love to everybody on the sound of my voice. I don't know if my camera feels yeah. Not sure how many people gonna log in, but I said let me hop on and do a live. Um, been a real busy day. I've been up since like 5 o'clock this morning. Shout out to my baby boo boos if you're watching. That's my little girl. If you don't know what I'm talking about, that's fine. Yeah, all I gotta do is see my daughter, and that just make everything worthwhile. Like I swear. Even on my rough days, I see my daughter. It's like, all right, you know what you gotta do. So shout out to my baby boo boos. Just finished eating my little Chinese food. Yeah. Right now, just to be honest, I'm thinking of like a master plan, and I'm dotting my I's and I'm crossing my T's. You know, I ask myself, who's winning, who's losing. You ever ask yourself that? Who's really winning and who's losing? Some people look like they winning, but they really losing in the end. Some people look like they losing, but they really like winning. You know, and I'm like a thinker, right? I was talking to a friend, and she was talking about like being the brains. Like somebody got to be the brain, right? And I definitely am the motherfucking brain. You know, peace and love to everybody on the sound of my voice. You know, uh, I just gotta let you know, like I like people that got faces on their channel. I'm real wary of people that don't got faces on their channel. You know, so I barely shout people out on this channel that don't have faces. So that's why I say peace and love to everybody. You know, um, but I'm really strategizing. You know, I wish I could talk more in depth, but I really can't like that. You know, but we're gonna get into this reading shortly. Peace and love, Amina. Peace and love. Um, yeah, so I really be asking myself who winning and who losing, and actually, I'm master plan. I'm like I'm like the drug dealers back in the 80s and shit. I'm like being so serious. Not like a drug dealer, but the mind, a mastermind. You know? I really calculate my moves. Who winning and who losing. So I ask myself who winning and who losing sometimes, right? So you know, you got people that depend on the government, right? You got people that depend on the government, right? You got people that got Section 8, that got vouchers, right? Then you got people that um um I mean to say ego has one asking questions because others continue to be great, right? But dig what I'm saying. So you got people, right, that got Section 8. You got people that got vouchers, right? And they pay very little rent, right? Um, um, then on the flip side, you got people that got Section 8, you got people that got vouchers, right? But they can only make a certain amount of money. They got to play like a game, right? They only can make a certain amount of money because if they make too much money, they'll cut their benefits, right? Then you got people that go to work every day. They got a job. Might not even have a career. They got a job, right? And they make too much to get help, but not enough to ball out, right? So they work hard, but most of their money, once they pay their rent, once they buy their food, once they pay their car note or whatever is going on, right? They got a little bit left over. They might could throw a little bit in their savings, you know, but they got a little bit left over, right? Then you got people that own where they live at. They own their house, right? But then it's like you own your house, but it seemed like owning your house really only count depending on where you live at and if it's a multiple unit, right? Because you can own a one family house, but that's a one family house. That's money that you got to keep putting into that house, right? And you still got to pay property tax, right? But if you don't got like a 3-story or a 2-family or a 3-family or 4-family house, who winning and who losing? Because if you got a 3-family or 4-family house, then it would be smart to rent out the other floors, right? And they'll pay for that mortgage of that house, right? But now, if you're a homeowner and you got a 1-family, that's all money going into the house, right? Now, at least you spending money on something that's going to be yours. But if you're not going to be able to pay that house off to like 20 years, right? Then all it take for you to do is miss a couple payments and that house won't be yours no more, right? Then like in America is kind of funny because you still pay property tax. So even though you own your house, you still paying taxes, right? So, and when you got a house, when you own a house, you can't just pack up and leave when you want to, right? Because you really can't sell a house that you don't own. So if you still pay a mortgage on the house, and let's say you don't want to live there no more, You can't sell a house because you don't own it yet, right? Now, some of what I'm saying might be going over people's head. So I'm asking, if you got somebody that make $100,000 a year, right? But if you make $100,000 a year, right? Say you went from making 50,000 to $100,000 a year. Now you're making $100,000 a year, but you got a better car. You know, you had to upgrade. You went and got yourself a better car. You went and got a bigger house, right? You added on more bills. So now you're making $100,000 a year, but most of your money is going to all these extra upgrades, right? So it's like, who winning and who losing out here, right? Um, I'm master planning to win for the rest of my life and even win for my kids when I'm gone, right? Um, that's just the mindset that I'm in, you know? Um, almost like which way is up, you know? For instance, I'm in a shelter right now, right? Now I got a voucher that'll pay for my rent. I gotta put something to it, but it ain't crazy like everybody else, right? But I can't make over a certain amount of money because I lose the voucher, right? Or in the shelter that I'm in, there's no limit to how long I can be here, you know? In the career that I chose, I can make as much money as I want to. It's depending on me. I can make 50,000, I can make 40,000, I can make $100,000. It's really dependent on me, right? The field that I'm in, I really could clear $100,000 a year doing what I'm doing, and that's just one of the things that I do. So I'm like, okay, I could move into a place, right? Because you know I'm in New York. New York, you ain't getting shit cheaper than 2,500 for a studio, 2,800 for a one bedroom, 3,200 for that's where it's going out here. You like, damn, if that's how much motherfuckers is paying for apartments, how much is it? How much would motherfuckers be paying for a mortgage? Because that's what niggas pay less money in a mortgage for their mortgage than what motherfuckers do for these apartments. Motherfuckers pay less money for their mortgage than what motherfuckers paying for a one bedroom apartment in certain places, right? Now, literally, you know, I could stay in the shelter and make as much money as I want, right? Probably could stack $100,000, $200,000 cash, right? But then, you got society, you know. Society gonna look at you like, a certain way. People gonna look at you a certain way if they know you live in the shelter. But at the end of the day, who winning and who losing, right? Um, let's get into this reading, Capricorn. That's just on my mind right now, you know, because I know how to do a lot with a little. I know how to do a lot with a little. So if I got a lot, I can do a lot. I know how to do a lot with a little, you know? It's just a mindset I'm in. Who winning and who losing, you know? Yeah. let's see what's going on, Capricorn. That's just a side note. And what am I willing to give up to get out the game? What am I willing to give up? You know, what am I willing to give up? Because, you know, like being in a shelter, you know, you can't really do what you want to do. You got to come back at a certain time every night, you know. So if I wanted to go travel somewhere for a couple days, I really couldn't do that. Right? Again, who winning or who losing? If I stayed in here for a year where I'm at and said, fuck society, definitely would have to keep women on the back burner, because honestly, no woman gonna take you serious living in the shelter. You know, as a dude, most things that guys do is for women. When they buy clothes, when they get cars, most of the shit that men do is for women. If it wasn't no women on the planet, men would have half of the shit that they have. I'm just being honest. Niggas buy cars for women. Niggas buy nice clothes for women. Niggas go get haircuts every week for women because they want to look good. Niggas go to the gym for women. Not even talk about what women do. We're talking about men, right? So, you know, most women care about stability. Even the ones that got all the money in the world, they want somebody that's gonna match them, right? So, what am I willing to give up to live the life that I want to live, and for my kids to live the life that they want to live? What am I willing to give up? I ask myself that, you know? Because I want to win for the long haul. I ain't talking about just winning for the year. I want to win for the rest of my life. And I damn sure can do that, you know? It take one album to make me a millionaire. It take one lick. It take one #1 book to make me a millionaire. My tarot card deck that I'm creating, the t-shirts, the clothing that I make, whatever I do, I could literally be a millionaire. I could be broke in a shelter and literally be a millionaire in the next 6 months, right? What am I willing to do to get the life I want? Because one of the big things is in the music business, for people who don't know, you'll never make it in the music business, right? For the people that make music, you'll never make it in the music business if you come in this game with just talent. You will never make it in the music business if you come in the game with just talent. If you pay attention to everybody that made it in the music business, motherfuckers was either drug dealers, right? Or they was connected to somebody with money. Because without money, you will not make it in the music business. If you don't got a good $30,000, $40,000 to invest in yourself, you're not going to make it in the music business. You can't show me one person that made it in the music business with no money, especially nowadays. Right? So whatever business that you in, you got to have the money to invest in yourself. You either got to have enough good credit to go to the bank and get a loan, right? You got to know somebody with money. You got to have some type of money to make it in your field. It ain't all about talent. I'm telling you that. For the youngins that make music or whatever you're trying to do, if you don't have no money to invest in yourself, you're wasting your time. You gotta have money to invest in yourself, to flip on yourself. You know? So let's get into this read. I dropped some game down in this read when I'm talking about. You might have missed it, you know, because I'm talking on all type of levels. You could be balling. You got the best job in the world. You can own your houses. But what are you really doing though? What are you really doing? You know? How do you win for the long haul? Are you thinking 3, 4, 5 years down the line? You know? Do you want to work for somebody for the rest of your life? Me, I got a dope career that I'm in, but I ain't really trying to work for somebody for the rest of my life. I like to do what I want to do. I like to get up and go when I want to do. I make my own schedule now, but I like to do what I want to do. It takes money to be able to do what you want to do. Especially if you got responsibilities like kids, you know? So I'm thinking for the long haul, Capricorn. Shout out to all the thinkers out there. Let's see what's going on. I'm trying to win in a major way. Not trying to win, I'm going to win in a major way. I'm just masterminding all of my dreams, all of my ideas, and making a roll how I'm actually going to fuck talking about it, how I'm actually going to get there in a short amount of time. You know? I could try to keep up and impress everybody, or I could work with my head down and not give a fuck what nobody think about me. You know? Again, the word sacrifices. What are you willing to sacrifice to get the results you want? So let's see what's going on. What's going on with my Capricorns out there? Let's get into this reading. Shout out to Young Dove. Shout out to Nipsey. Shout out to everybody that dropped game. You know what I mean? But them was the main two that I used to always watch, Nipsey and Young Dove. Shout out to Young Dove, shout out to Nipsey. Because they was thinkers. You know what I mean? So let's see what's going on, Capricorn. What's in our energy? Manifesting. The magician. See, the magician ought to manifest. The magician almost matched my shirt, don't it? The motherfucking magician. Manifesting. The magician can manifest something out of nothing. Most of the time, the magician got fire, water, air, and earth in his chart or her chart. The magician. What we talking about? You are well suited for business. See, I can't make this shit up. Science and high-tech fields. You are a risk taker. See what I'm saying? You got to take some risk sometimes to get the results that you want. All right? You are an overachiever. Highly organized with tremendous powers of concentration. You are flexible and creative. See, flexible means that you adapt. You adapt to your environment. Right? Determination and strength of your personality will overcome any problems. Any problems that's thrown in your life, you're going to find a way around it. It's the card of personal power. The power in your hands. Having the power in your hands to manifest whatever you want. Once you realize that you are the magician, I'm here and the world is yours. You got the power to manifest whatever you want. Now, what is it that you want? What is it that you want? What's going on, Capricorn? Shout out to the magicians out here. What's up, Capricorn? What's going on with my Capricorns? Wheel of Fortune. I can't make this shit up. The Wheel of Fortune. That's Jupiter energy right there. That's things moving in your favor. That's the ancestors. That's Sagittarius energy right there. The Wheel of Fortune. Luck, destiny, your fate. Yeah. Also represent knowledge, spirituality, your ancestors. Right? We got the Wheel of Fortune out here. Sagittarius out here. Why the Wheel of Fortune out here? We rolling the wheel, baby. You never know what you're going to get. But we shooting for the stars. Why the Wheel of Fortune out here? Boss energy, Aries energy, we're not playing. Aries energy, Sagittarius energy, number 4 and 10 equal 14. Boss energy, 14 break down to 5. Change. Oh man, it's time for a change. Change is coming. Boss, and this is boss energy. This is boss energy right here. Sagittarius, if you got Sagittarius in your chart, especially like in your 4th house like me or your 9th house, you like nice shit. You like nice shit by nature. You like nice homes. You like nice clothes. You know what I mean? You just like nice shit. We like nice shit. Y'all like my hat? Kind of go with my shirt. I like nice shit. I like nice shit. I like beautiful women. Feel like I deserve the best. Capricorn, male or female, boss energy, huh? Aries energy. Aries represents self. You know? You got knowledge of self, personal power, the Wheel of Fortune, 10th house, Capricorn energy. Jupiter, and that's Jupiter energy. That's good luck coming to you. Yeah. That's good luck coming to you. Boss energy. You bossing up. Tell me more. Yeah. So look at that. I do that. It's the card of foresight right here. Where you see yourself in the future. Yeah. 4 and 10 equal 14 plus 3, 17. That's starseed, light work energy. 3 of Wands, somebody looking into the future, saying what they want for themselves, bringing it towards them, making goals and plans to get to where they want to go. Capricorn, a lot of y'all could be planning, like, yo, what I want out of life. You know what I mean? Where I want to be at this certain time. I ain't the only one thinking out loud. Boss energy, huh? Tell me more. So Capricorn, a lot of y'all in y'all boss energy right now. You're in a powerful position, and you got the ancestors right out here with you, pushing you further. You got the ancestors pushing you further in life. Yeah, tell me more. So we're in this boss type energy right now, Capricorn. I ain't the only one. Tell me more. Tell me more. What about this boss energy that we're in? Empress energy, Taurus Libra energy, that's creative energy. The Empress is creative. Represent creativity, self-development, self-improvement. Empress, boss energy, being real creative right now. You could be feeling real creative right now. What about it? Oh, 2 of Cups. Somebody relationship out here. You got masculine and feminine energy out here. Some type of couple coming together. Some type of man, some type of woman. 3 and 4 equals 7. Deal with Libra, deal with relationships. Something about the ancestors pushing 2 people together. Some type of relationship is in the air. Yeah. 1 minute, y'all. My bad, Capricorn. But my bad, Capricorn. But yeah, some type of like relationship is out here. Two of Pentacles. Okay. So it's something about damn, it's like it was like beautiful energy talking about a relationship, right? But then some came to an end because somebody was playing, somebody was juggling. Hmm, interesting. Hold on, y'all. Look, everybody that's watching me right now, log back in like 30 seconds. I'm gonna flip this channel and come right back in. Everybody watching me, come back in.